So I got done binge watching the entire season or series. I like this show could probably get another season after Captain America 4, which was confirmed after the final episode. But yeah, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, a tale of 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 secret histories, legacy. Oh god, it's it's pretty damn good. It's really pretty damn good. Like I've been watching this. I watched this at the beginning, and then I binge watched it all in one day to get my mind on track, to see how every episode flowed. And this is a 6 episode series, and yeah, it's pretty damn awesome. Like I like the like Sam Wilson's the actor who plays Sam Wilson. Like okay, so this takes place 6 months after the half of all life returned from the blip, the snap or the devastation or the decimation or the snapping. Uh, yeah, and I like how both WandaVision and the Falcon and Winter Soldier show the economics, the political, and the sociological ramifications that came from doing this. From the world had 5 years. It was starting to get slightly back on track, and then nope, we're reversing it, and now it's like, well, what do we do here? So a secret organization, an organization called GRC, a government intergovernmental body, coordinates to try and resell the people who were snapped out of existence. However, in its wake, it leads into a group called the Flag Smashers, who, and you, led by what seems to be a teenager, is understandably pissed because now it's like it forces those who were no longer who weren't part of the snap suddenly are like kicked to the side, and it's prioritizing all these half of people and not prioritize. So yeah, this prioritization issue is the topic in the show. Between so the character who leads this group, the One World One People group, she, ever since I think Black Panther, they've been wanting to go with the identify the villain route. The like Hela the queen, the goddess of the dead, whatever. Hela, Thor's sister, like she was straight up evil. She was psychotic. She was pleasanting in her need to kill things. And the only layer of humanity we did get was when people didn't know who she was, despite the fact that she was probably gone for like that despite the fact that her people are immortal, that they have just easily forgotten about her, that they don't know she existed. And she has this sad look. Like in the trailer, she's portrayed as this evil psycho, but when she says the line, "I thought you'd be happy to see me," she in the trailer says it all menacingly and whatnot, but when we hear her in the movie, she sounds sad, like Odin really made everyone forget about me, which is a completely different question I have. How on earth he managed to make everyone forget? Like, he can only hide stuff for so long, I think. So, yeah. So, one of the big other. So, I feel like ever since. And then, like, I kind of miss that villain that I kind of miss that villain. Like they always give the tragic and understandable look through the other side kind of thing, but I also kind of miss the villain that is layered, has a chance to change their ways, has a chance to give into their humanity, but then ultimately rejects it because they feel like, I don't know, some pride or something into it, and they become worsened by their demons and everything. Like I get like they're trying to put a message in here, but like that I kind of miss that whole thing where villains were allowed to just stay villains and not have that moment of doubt in them, and when they start to, they reject it. Like Naruto kind of warped my perspective on how much they keep doing it. And Zemo, despite the fact they teased him a lot about how he was the villain, he's not really the villain. If anything, he's sort of the good guy, or the reluctant passive character that's dragged across everything, though he called the shots on certain events. And Zemo's just hilarious in this. It's like you get more character development with him, revealing that he is in fact royalty to Sokovia, and it turns out Sokovia was, well, yeah. Bad thing is that Sokovia has apparently been annexed and conquered by other countries around it, which some people believe might be a sign of Latveria. So we got Doctor Doom coming in one day, and it turns out that there is yet another super soldier, Isaiah Bradley, who fought the Winter Soldier in the Korean War, kicked it, nearly killed him, and ripped his arm off. Though it turns out that he's been experimented on and imprisoned for his heroics for 30 years because you know what ethnicity he is. Oh god, the world sucks, doesn't it? It just goes crazier, and then we see Iowa. I don't know why I say that. Iowa. Okay, the Wakandan guards, those lady guards, those ladies that kick ass and take names. It's awesome to see her. I'm surprised that they don't bring it up. I'm surprised they don't bring up T'Challa at all in this, even though they could have. They could have mentioned, look, there's some political unrest going on in Wakanda or something. I'm pretty sure this is when the writers were like, T'Challa, like this was being made before Chadwick Boseman died last I checked, before the delays and the pandemic started. Yeah, it was 2019 when this started, and then the pandemic happened and everything delayed. So I get a feeling that this production was finished back in March 2020 before the pandemic hit. Then they had to finish effects and everything. So I get the feeling they didn't have time to reshoot that part of the scene because, well, there was a pandemic, and then Chadwick Boseman died because the filming had already been completed, so they can't really say that T'Challa is dead yet because he's not yet. Sadly, we can't give a hint of what's going on in Wakanda. But we do get a flashback with Bucky Barnes, who is plagued by his demons, showing that he is, in fact, now free of the brainwashing protocols, though he still wants to atone for his actions as the Winter Soldier, those who enabled him and those he ruined their lives for, made them miserable, which he does at the end. He starts to make amends with people who he's wronged. And John Walker, oh god, he is the idea what the government of America probably would want in their super soldier serum. The idea that John Walker is their Captain America. Captain America was born from a time where patriotism and fighting the good fight were the norm, and Steve took that to heart. And that conflicts with the ideas he has. John Walker is a product of 100% product of the government. And we know the government kind of sucks these days about the entire world. But, yeah. And then he seems to suffer PTSD flashbacks from his time in Afghanistan. I feel like that's what they're hinting at, that he has PTSD. They just mention his time in Afghanistan with his friends, and yeah, I get the feeling there was more to that they could have explored, because I kept looking at it and it was like I think he has PTSD. I could be wrong. He seems to have conflicting mind accounts on everything, and with his friend being killed, Hawkins, yeah, that kind of, and taking the serum, he uses his shield to kill one of the flag smashers in front of horrified bystanders. He's discharged for his thing and stripped of the title of Captain America, and then he becomes U.S. agent with a darker costume. But yeah, Sam Wilson, meanwhile, deals with the complicated legacy of Captain America, how he has to carry on the mantle. He initially rejects doing it, saying it doesn't belong to him, and then he takes it back down about in episode 5, where he finally starts to realize what he needs to do. He has to play the role. He has to be Captain America, even though Isaiah Bradley tells him that he states his belief that a black man cannot and should not be Captain America because of things, because of complicated matters that I don't want to explain on this channel. Oh God. Oh God, I'm curious to know who hated the show. But yeah, there is like, and Zemo has his own Alfred. And Alfred was the psycho. Because when and Sharon Carter is involved in this. Turns out she kind of went nutso after the events of Civil War. Turns out she became an ultimate crime lord and leader of an entire nation as the power broker. And she's kind of lost her mind and believes there's no, like, they don't explain why she did this. They don't explain how she grew to this power. They just sort of just say, oh, she's the power broker now. Really? Really? Yeah, she's the power broker. And oh man, it's just a very crazy story. Like, I don't know what, like, Sharon Carter becoming a villain, it's just so interesting. Now her as the power broker, like, she never did that in the comics. So it's like an interesting take they wanted to go with, it seemed. Though it is probably complicated more that if she probably doesn't know that Captain America, Steve Rogers, is, well, yeah, that's a bit of a complication. Yeah. So yeah, Sam Wilson takes on the mantle, and then he does for Isaiah Bradley, the statue, in order puts a dedicated statue to him, added to the Captain America Museum exhibit. And Carter rejoins the CIA. She's been fully pardoned, but no one knows she's part of the part. She's the power broker. She has now access to government power. She has access to complicated divisions. So she's in the CIA. And if she joins up with Shield again, if they ever start to reform, yeah, it's just, yeah, it's so interesting. It's so interesting where they went with this show, how they stopped, and how there's a lot of action involved. Yeah, we get that, but they also show complicated subjects. They talk about complicated things. They showcase layers of humanity to the villains of the terrorist group. And I love how, even though I love this, how they don't really say his name, but Thanos is now a boogeyman to them. Like, he could, like, someone could just come in and snap their fingers, even though the Infinity Stones have been destroyed. But hey, someone else could be just as worse as Thanos coming in, and now realizing that now that, and it's like the government bodies of the world now have realized, like, we have the power. We have kind of the power Thanos had. We decided on our own agenda without the consent of anyone else, despite those who voted us in. We never told them what we were going to do. We decided on our own. We control all of them. We can do whatever we want to them, and they have to take it. Sort of kind of deal. Like, I keep thinking that's what they were implying at certain points. And yeah, and yeah, we got more showing of Sam Wilson's character, of Sam Wilson getting more exposure as his character development and learning more about his family. Is oh man, it's just, this is a pretty damn good story, and I really recommend checking it out on Disney Plus. The mighty empire of all empires of corporate culture. And also his friend, his bromance, so to speak, with Bucky Barnes was hilarious. Who now seems to be gunning for his sister, so that's gonna be an awkward conversation. And I like this stare down, like, and I'm pretty sure there's that Yu-Gi-Oh Bridge series where Tristan, my little Karima's wanting to just yell out, "Just already!" Oh god, oh god, I'm laughing at that. So yeah, Captain America 4 looks like the continuation of this story will continue in Captain America 4. We need out the Power Broker as possibly the next antagonist. It's going to be interesting, and it's going to be probably complicated more that if the rumor about bringing back Steve Rogers in his physical prime. Also, here's the thing that confused me. Okay, what? Why do they treat like Steve Rogers is dead? Like I know the actor's not in this, so and he's not contractually obligated as far as I'm aware, but they treat Steve Rogers like he died between the 6 months after Endgame and to now. It's just like they could just visit him. Like what Falcon and like Sam and Bucky goes ahead and acts like acts like he's dead now, but he could be probably at a retirement home. He's probably down the street. In fact, I'm surprised that I was surprised we didn't even get Chris Evans to just do the makeup thing again and like talk, see Isaiah and talk. Like that would have been interesting, but no, it just is. That just confused me honestly. And I like the speech Sam Wilson gave about how people are not going to like him because of what he is as a person. Because you know, yeah. So yeah, pretty damn good 6 episodes. I'm looking forward to Captain America 4. I'm looking to see how everything ties together and how this has now become essential reading, so to speak, for the series. Like, I'm hoping that those who don't subscribe to Disney Plus are more kept in loop with everything going on in the movie when that happens. And yeah, like I said, if they are indeed bringing back Steve Rogers, Chris Evans back into the role down the road in that rumored project, then yeah, that's probably. I'm pretty sure the world's gonna sell for 2 Captain Americas because America. So yeah, and yeah. Anyways, that's about my collective thoughts on Falcon and the Winter Soldier by Marvel Studios. This was Dear Reality Entertainment Pop Culture Omniversa. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, check out my other content in the description below. Stay tuned for more. I'll see y'all next time. Hey, peace and take care. Oh man, this was just wild, honestly. Take care.